Here's our first top-down example. In the top-down example I'm going to give you, we have the same grammar that you have seen before with the E's and T's, and the same given input string when we first start out. The other thing we have to worry about is we have to make sure that our grammar is right recursive, and I'll go over that in a little bit. If it is, we can try the different combinations within a pattern. So let me show you how this table is going to work out. First, we're going to have the step number so we can all use a comparison together here. The second one is a rule, and that rule, as you'll notice, it's going to be an A, B, or C. It's going to be the same line number from the grammar. And then we have our input string, which we'll see the lookout character is going to be highlighted in red, and then at the end is what happened. In step number 1, because we have to start off with a starting symbol, which is E, you'll see the parse tree has the E, and we're starting from the A line in the grammar. And right now we're going to be looking for E to T plus E. And looking ahead, we're trying to find an int, something that matches an int. So in step number 2, looking at T plus E, there's really no solution here yet for this. We know this isn't going to work out eventually because there's a plus. But remember, this is recursive. It's going to try every single combination. So we're going to try the T plus E first. You'll also notice how T plus E has now been added to the parse tree. But that's eventually going to disappear because, again, we know it's just not going to work out in the long run. In step number 3, here's where backtracking comes into play. Also, left recursion comes into play. First, we have to solve for T because it is a left recursive. And in T, notice it has 3 productions, C, D, and E. We have to try out all 3. Now, again, remember, overall, this isn't even going to work, but we are going to have some matches along the way. In the first production in T, which is line C, you'll notice that the parse tree expands to include the parenthesis E parenthesis. That just doesn't fit, so we're going to move on to the next one. That next one for a production in T is int. Well, we have a match, don't we? Okay, we have int, but now we can, if we have a match, we will move up our look ahead cursor. But the bad part is that's just int. There's nothing really left for us in that, so it doesn't fit, so we need to continue. Here in step number 5, it has int star T. Well, that actually fits 2 out of 3, and notice the parse tree is again updated with that new production. So now we're going to go back into T because that second int plus T, and we have to do T all over again and try all the different productions again, which you'll see in the next few steps. In step 6, here we are back in T again for the second time in this recursive algorithm. And again, in T, we have to try every production. So you'll see T for the second time in the parse tree, and we're trying the first production on line C for T, and obviously that's no match, especially for the first parenthesis. In step 7, it looks like hallelujah we have it. We have their final int, but here's the bad part. Does the tree look right? Well, the input string matches, but the tree itself has many more leaves. You'll notice the plus and E are still unaccounted for, so this really doesn't work out. Now, because it doesn't work out, here's step 8. We try the last production in T, which is int star T. Now, here we have, again, it does not match at all because we only need just the int. We don't need the int star, so there's no match. So this won't completely do another reversal or recursion here in this one. So because of that, we have to start all the way from scratch, which was our first T that we had in line A. So in step number 9, we just got done doing all of the possible combinations for T plus E, and there wasn't a match. Now we don't continue that A1 because also there was no match, but it's also a plus. It's what we're not after. So now we have to start with the second production, which is just T on line B. Again, notice that our current cursor position here is int. That's what we're going to try to find first. Now we go backtracking into T again. Notice that the parse tree is updated. And now we move to step number 10. In step 10, again, because we're in T, we got to try all the different combinations of T again to make sure we have a match. From here on out, I want you to try it on your own to see if there's a match and check the next video for an answer.